Hello, and welcome to this segment of A Safer Charleston. I'm Mike Gelazada, Fire Marshal with the Charleston Fire Department.
And I'm Steve Baxter, Assistant Fire Marshal for the Charleston Fire Department.
Today we'd like to speak to our 3rd and 4th graders in the community about the importance of fire safety.
Fire safety is important for everyone to learn because people are hurt and sometimes even killed by fire. We want you to be safe, so listen and learn about fire safety.
One of the first items we'd like to discuss is what to do if you find matches or lighters. So Stephen, what should they do if they find matches or lighters?
Don't pick them up. Matches and lighters are tools for adults to use, not toys. If you find them lying around, tell an adult. They should put them up, high up, so kids can't get to them.
That's right. And one thing we don't want you to do is we don't want you to play with them. It's very easy to get burned or even cause a substantial fire. By telling an adult that you found them, you may actually be protecting your younger brother or sister from getting hurt as well. All right, so next thing we'd like to talk about is the home escape plan. Stephen, does your family have a home escape plan?
Yes, I do, Chief. My family has an escape plan. We practice exit drills in the home. These are a drill that we practice at home, sort of like fire drills you do at school. We have a plan and we practice it often. We know 2 ways out of our house. We even practice getting low and crawling to simulate if there was smoke. We feel the doors to make sure that they're not hot before we go through them, and we make sure we have a meeting place outside. You could have a tree, a mailbox, something similar to that you could all meet at. And the biggest thing is we never go back inside till we know everybody's out and the drill is over.
Sounds like a great plan. And something else you can do to really help out mom and dad is make sure that your address numbers are posted on the front of your house. In order for us to find you, it's very important those address numbers are visible. And don't forget, we want you to get out of the house before you call 911. Use a cell phone or use a neighbor's phone to call and report your emergency.
That's right, and the biggest thing is, don't take anything with you. Time is of the essence when a smoke alarm goes off in your house. Fire grows real fast. We want you to get out to your meeting spot because there's one very important thing that is in that house, and that's you. We want you to get out of that house. Don't go back in the house for your pets. I know I have a pet too, and I want to make sure they're safe, but they'll get out. And if they don't get out, when the firemen get there, they'll get them out.
So what should you do if you have a fire in your house?
So Chief, the biggest thing is do not hide, especially under beds or in closets, because the firefighters will have a hard time finding you if you go to those locations. Go to the door in your room and feel it with the back of your hand. Use the back of the hand because the back of the hand is more sensitive than the front of the hand. We check the door for heat. If the door is cool, you can open the door a little bit and check the hallway for smoke and fire. If there's no smoke and fire, you want to proceed out of the building. But you want to proceed out of the building like a fireman, so you want to get down low and crawl out of the building. Once you get to the stairs, be like a firefighter. Go down the stairs backwards and crawl down the stairs.
Very good. Now, if that door is hot, we don't want you to open it. We want you to go to your second way out, which is your window that you identified during your escape planning with your family. Open the window if you're on the first floor and carefully climb out. Now, if you're on the second floor or above, we don't want you to climb out of that window. We want you to open the window and start yelling for help. And sometimes kids ask, what if the window doesn't open? Well, during your escape planning with your family, you should take time to open the windows to make sure they all work. If for some reason that window didn't open or got stuck, this is at one time you're allowed to break the window. Take something heavy and break the window, but please don't use your bare hands.
That's right, and remember, when you get out of the house, proceed to the meeting spot you set up with your family. And remember, once you're out, stay out.
Well, now we're going to join Assistant Fire Marshal Sarah Boodle, who's out in the field to talk a little bit more about escape planning in the home. Sarah?
We're going to talk about our plan that we've created and how we want to practice it. We want to have a plan to have 2 ways out of every room in our house. Our first means of egress is going to be a door. If we can't get to that door, then we want to look for a window that we can get out of. Next, we want to make sure that if smoke is coming down from the ceiling inside of the room that we're in, that we want to get low underneath of the smoke and crawl towards the door. If there's smoke coming down from the ceiling, we want to crawl low and stay underneath of it to get to the door. When we get to the door, we want to feel it and see if it's hot. If it's not hot, we can open the door, see if it's clear, stay low, and go. Once we get outside, we want to make it to our meeting place. Our meeting place is where we're going to call 911 on our own cell phone or on a trusted neighbor's phone. We never want to go back inside once we make it to our meeting place. If we've lost a pet or we're missing a family member, we can advise fire crews once they arrive on scene, and they can go inside and locate them. But we always want to stay outside to make sure that we're safe. Remember, you want to make sure that your address is visible when you're planning out your meeting place ahead of time. That way, fire crews can show up and get to where they need to be faster. Make sure that you plan, practice, and prepare before an emergency occurs, so if an emergency does occur, you're ready to go. Now back to you at headquarters.
Thank you, Sarah. That was very informative. So now we'd like to talk a little bit about what you should do if your clothes catch on fire. Stephen, can you give us some pointers?
I can. So if your clothes ever catch on fire, you want to do stop, drop, and roll. When you do stop, drop, and roll, don't forget to cover your face because we want to make sure you don't get any smoke or fire in your airway and burn that. When you stop, drop, and roll, you cool the fire. And once the fire is out, you can call 911 to get assistance.
That's right. And always call, because burns can be very dangerous and they need medical attention. So now we're going to join Assistant Fire Marshal Stephanie Pailunga, who's out in the community, and she's going to demonstrate the proper way to do stop, drop, and roll. Stephanie?
And today I'm going to demonstrate the stop, drop, and roll. So remember, if your clothes catch on fire, do not run because it makes the fire worse. So we're going to stop what we're doing. You're going to cover your face. You're going to get down and you're going to roll until the fire is out. Remember, burns are serious injuries. Always notify an adult and always seek medical attention. Now back to you, headquarters.
Thank you, Stephanie. That was a great demonstration. And remember, we're going to use stop, drop, and roll when our clothes catch on fire. Smoke alarms is our next topic. The smoke alarm in the home is like a big nose on the wall. It's going to help us smell smoke when we're sleeping. And we want to remember that when that smoke alarm sounds, it's time to get out and stay out.
That's right, Chief. When you hear that smoke alarm, you want to get up and get down on the floor to get below that smoke. Smoke tends to put you to sleep more than it wakes you up. So if you hear that smoke alarm, get up immediately and react quickly. Ask your parents, when's the last time you've changed the batteries in your smoke alarm? At the fire marshal's office, we recommend you change your batteries at least annually. And we have a saying, change your clocks, change your batteries.
It's very good. Now we're going to go back to Assistant Fire Marshal Sarah Boodle, who's out in the community testing smoke alarms in the home. Sarah?
We want to talk about how it is important to test our smoke alarms in our houses. When we spoke about our home escape plans earlier, we want to make sure that we identify all of our smoke alarms on those plans so we know where they're at in our houses so we can test them. You want to take time each month to push the test button on your alarm and make sure that it chirps and is working. You change the batteries in your smoke alarms at least once a year, unless you have a new alarm that has a 10-year lithium-ion battery. Ask an adult to help you figure out which type of alarm you have. So when you find your alarm, if you can't reach it, you can use something in your house, like a broomstick, to reach up and touch the test button until it starts to chirp. Help us keep your family safe by testing your smoke alarms and making sure that they work. Now back to you at headquarters.
Thank you, Sarah. That was very helpful. So, Stephen, what else do I need to know to stay safe from fire at home?
Absolutely. So, I know it gets cold here in Charleston in the wintertime. Sometimes you have to use space heaters to keep your house warm. When you use those space heaters, don't play around with them. They can burn you and it will hurt. Keep things 3 feet away from those space heaters. Anything closer and they could catch fire and cause a fire in your house. Make sure you keep the exits in your home clear so you can practice those exit drills in the home and you can get out safely. And tell parents not to smoke in bed.
That's right. And at this age, I know a lot of kids are starting to cook and they're getting more interested in cooking. You need to do that with an adult in the room who's helping you out. But a few things you can do while you're cooking, and also to remind your parents. One of those being to turn the pot handles inward. Oftentimes we leave the pot handles hanging out. They can very easily be bumped, spill the contents, and they could very easily burn someone. So please turn the pot handles inward. And don't forget, keep anything that could burn away from the surface of the stove. We don't ever want to store anything combustible on or near the stove.
That's right, all the things we talked about could burn you. Burns are different from cuts because they hurt worse and they will scar you for life. Keep a scar on your skin for the rest of your life that you have to carry around with you. So don't play with anything that could burn you.
Very good advice. Thank you, Stephen. So now you may be wondering what a firefighter may look like if they respond to your home for a fire emergency.
That's right, Chief. Firefighter gear is designed to protect them in a fire. And they bring their own air with them when they come into a fire because fires create smoke, right? They can't breathe that, so they bring their own air. Although they may look different and they may be a little scary looking, they are there to help you and you shouldn't run from them.
Very good advice. We're actually going to go down to one of our local fire stations to take a closer look at the fire gear and one of our firefighters.
Hello, I'm Firefighter Joe. This is Firefighter Vincent. We're here with the City of Charleston Fire Department, Station number 8 on Hughes Street, the Ghost House. We're here to talk to you about firefighter protective gear and why you shouldn't be afraid of it. So today we'll have our jacket. This is a bunker coat that protects our upper body from heat and moisture. We also have our helmet, which we wear on top, obviously, to protect us from climbing into walls or any debris falling on us, as well as water. A self-contained breathing apparatus, which is our clean air that we take in. We also have our bunker pants and our boots. In a second, Firefighter Vincent will put it on for us and let you see what it looks like when he's wearing it. He's going to start with his hood, which protects his ears and his neck from any kind of heat and fire. He's putting his pants on, which have his boots already in the bottom of them so you can get them on faster. The boots protect his feet with steel toe and also have a shank in the bottom to protect him from stepping on nails and stuff like that. Also, his bunker pants, just like his jacket, have multiple layers in there to protect him from heat as well as moisture. We all wear radios, that way we can communicate with each other in case one of us needs help, or if we find somebody like you hiding in a closet or under your bed, which hopefully you won't be there. Now I put his bunker coat over top of that, which again, we put this in layers. That way it helps to keep the heat and water from getting to our body. This all is to protect us so that we can do our job to come and find you and save you and help you and your family. So when you see a fireman, as Firefighter Vincent is starting to change into a firefighter with all of his gear on, you got to remember that it's still Firefighter Vincent that's inside coming to help you. Now he's putting his air pack on, which has his clean air to take into the house, because when there's a fire in the house, there's smoke and heated air and gases that are in there that are very dangerous to your lungs. So this gives Firefighter Vincent about 30 minutes to come inside and try to find you. And this is the mask that he'll wear. This allows him to be able to see all around him. Also allows him to communicate with the other firefighters. It gives him good audio and visual. Audio with vision, and then the video so he can talk to us in a loud, crazy environment. Now he's putting his hood on, again to protect his ears. That's his flash hood. And then he's going to put his helmet on top of that. And the last thing that he'll do is he'll click into his regulator, which takes the air from his air pack into his mask. And so that's what a firefighter is going to look like when he's looking for you inside your house fire. There'll be a lot of smoke and haze and a lot of noise going on. You'll hear this air coming out, kind of sounds like Darth Vader. You'll see the flashlight. And you'll hear Firefighter Vinny will probably say this as he's coming down the hallway looking for you.
Fire fireman, come to my boys.
So you don't need to be afraid of that, because inside this is still Firefighter Vinny, and he's there to protect you. All this gear is on to protect him so he can do the job long enough to find you. So as Firefighter Vinny comes out of his gear, I'll let you see what he looks like. So oops. So as you can see, this is still Firefighter Vinny. That's the same face that you saw from earlier. And he still has his gear on as he's taking it off. But as you can see, there's nothing to be afraid of. So please, when you hear the fire department coming to help you and your family out, please come to that voice in the hallway, because remember, we're there to save you. So thank you for your time, and here back to headquarters.
Well, thank you. Thanks for showing us what a firefighter would look like if they showed up at our home for a fire emergency. And remember, Don't hide from the firefighters. They're there to help you. So before we end today, we would like to talk a little bit about a homework assignment.
Yeah, we know. Homework. No one likes homework. But the cool thing about this homework, it's for your parents to do. Go home today and ask your family about their home escape plan. If they don't have one, offer to help develop a home escape plan for your house. Help change the batteries in your smoke alarms in your house, and assist with the testing of those smoke alarms in your house.
Very good, Stephen. And that's some good homework that's going to help keep you and your family safe and hopefully prevent an emergency. So please help us keep you and your family safe and build a safer Charleston.